Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Living the Sweet Life. I'm your host, TJ Sweet, and on this podcast, we're going to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. Whether that's in your business, your personal life, no matter what it is. We're going to help you do that by helping you reshape your mindset, helping you live with intention, and look at the world through a grateful lens. So take this time to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's Monday. It's Mindset Monday. We all need a reminder that we're learning and growing, and that we can learn and grow. So many different types of leaders, business owners, just really high achieving people have been messaging me, and I can see that you're tuning in on a consistent basis. And because of that, we're going to make a shift. We're going to make a shift towards more leadership, more intentional kind of behaviors that lead to outcomes that we may be looking for, instead of just thoughts and topics and different kind of ideas around maybe just our personal lives. I'm going to be diving deeper into the leadership side. And leadership is really influence. It's not a title. So even if you're listening right now thinking, I'm not in a leadership position, you may actually be leading more people than you're giving yourself credit for. And some of these topics, while I talk about leadership, it's all about us, about the human side of life and how busy it can be, how to overcome things. I'm going to give you some specific examples. So this week, we're going to talk about how to break through leadership burnout. Burnout is something that can impact us well before we know it. It's actually something, I'll say this a couple of times, it starts in the mind well before it shows up in the body. So let's dive in to learn a little bit more about leadership burnout and how to break through it. So leadership, I have to personally say, is an incredible journey. And it's also filled with challenges, victories, and the rewarding experience of guiding others to their success. But the pressure of always being on and responsible for everything can wear down even the most passionate leaders. Burnout in leadership is real. And if left unchecked, it can not only harm your effectiveness, but also impact your team and the organization. Good news is leadership burnout is preventable. By recognizing kind of some of the warning signs and taking intentional steps to protect your energy, you can lead with renewed purpose, clarity, and strength. So let's first dive in with recognizing the warning signs of burnout. Now let's be real. Burnout doesn't usually happen overnight. It slowly creeps in, often disguised as just being busy or pushing through a tough season or just a chapter. But if you're not careful, that tough season can turn into chronic exhaustion. Some of the key warning signs of burnout are constant fatigue. This feeling drained even after a full night of sleep or time off is a major red flag. If you're tired all the time, it's your body and mind telling you they need more than just rest. They need rejuvenation. The second thing is emotional detachment. You may notice that you're less engaged with your work and with your team, going through the motions rather than being fully present. You start to lose the connection with your why, and the passion that once fueled you feels distant. The third way you're going to feel this burnout is a decline in performance. Despite working longer hours, your productivity is going to decrease. Tasks that used to be simple feel overwhelming, and decision-making, it becomes more difficult. Now, if any of this sounds familiar, it's probably time to take a step back and reevaluate how you're leading. The most important thing we can do is the idea of self-care. The common misconception is that self-care is indulgent or selfish, especially for the leaders. But the truth is, taking care of yourself is essential for your long-term success. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Incorporating self-care into your routine ensures that you can continue to lead effectively, inspire your team, and avoid burnout. Let me give you a few self-care practices that I've had to adopt in my own leadership journey. So the first one is hard, but it's creating boundaries. You don't need to be available 24/7. Set some boundaries between your work and personal life and actually honor them. For example, commit to not checking emails after a certain time in the evening. Trust me, everything can wait until the morning. Second thing is to take time to recharge, whether it's a morning routine that grounds you or regular time off for personal reflection. Make space for activities that refuel your energy. I personally take time each day to unplug and disconnect, giving myself permission to focus on something that actually recharges me, whether it's reading, exercising, or just simply being with my friends and family. The third thing you can do is mindfulness and your mental health. You have to pay attention to those things because burnout often begins in the mind well before it manifests physically. Prioritize mindfulness and your mental well-being through meditation, journaling, or even seeking support from a coach or a therapist. These practices will actually help you maintain mental clarity and your emotional resilience. Second thing you can do is delegate to elevate. As leaders, many of us feel like we need to do everything ourselves. But really, great leadership isn't about doing more. It's about empowering others to share the load. Delegation is key to preventing burnout and improving team performance. When you delegate effectively, you free up your own mental bandwidth while giving your team opportunities to grow and contribute. Now, here's a couple ways to help you delegate effectively. First of all, identify what only you can do. Focus on the tasks that require your unique strengths or maybe even your vision. Everything else, delegate it to people who are capable and willing to take it on because they may actually love doing it. The second thing is to trust your team. Delegation isn't just about handing tasks off. It's about trusting your team to handle responsibilities in their own way, allowing them to learn and grow, even if that means there's a learning curve at first. Third thing you can do is to provide support. When you delegate, make sure your team has the tools and resources they need to succeed. Follow up, not to micromanage, but to offer guidance and encouragement along the way. And the other way to kind of help with some of this is your work-life balance has to be a priority. Leadership often blurs the line between personal time and professional demands. However, maintaining a healthy work-life balance is not optional. It's critical for your well-being and your team's success. Leaders who model balance encourage their teams to do the same. Some practical ways to maintain this work-life balance or work-life integration are very simple. The first one is to schedule downtime. Make time for hobbies, family, and friends. The more you're balanced outside of work, the more effective you'll be within it. Set priorities. Not every task or meeting is essential. Learn to say no to things that don't align with your top priorities. This really ensures that you spend your energy where it truly matters. And lastly, it's about regular reflection. Take time each week to reflect on whether your current workload and lifestyles are sustainable. Are you saying yes to too much? Are you prioritizing things that matter outside of work? So here's my call to action for you. Really take some time to evaluate your own burnout risk. As you listen and watch this, I really encourage you to ask yourself, are you on the verge of burnout? Take a moment today to reflect on your leadership, your energy levels, your balance between work and life. What self-care practices are you embracing? And where do you need to start making some changes? And if you are feeling burned out, it's not a sign of failure. It's a signal that something needs to shift. So today, take that first step towards regaining your balance, whether it's setting boundaries, delegating more, or simply taking time to rest and do something that will recharge your leadership battery. If you're ready to break through this burnout and lead with renewed energy, let's work together to create a leadership lifestyle that is sustainable, empowering, and purpose-driven. Reach out to me for coaching and speaking engagements, and let's reignite your leadership passion. So as I kind of wrap up this episode, I really hope this speaks to you, and I hope you kind of take some time to think about if you're feeling burned out, when is it ever going to change? How long do you want to feel that way? Because that decision is up to you. If you haven't hit subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now so that you get notifications when these episodes come out every Monday. Let's start winning the week by winning the day. And I'll remind you, like I do on every episode, that you always have the power and the choice to live with intention, reshape your mindset, and look at the world through a grateful lens. Till the next episode, never stop.